All right, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is getaway day, so we've got 15 games on tap. We are going to cover these a little expedited version here in a little bit of a rush, but I do have 6 best bets for you guys for today. But let's jump right into this so we can knock this out. So first game on the card, kicking us off at 12:05 is going to be the Reds and the Nationals. Reds trying to get a win out of this series. They have not looked good. Chase Burns looked fantastic for 4 innings yesterday, just absolutely racked up the Ks, which was great for us. Nick Lodolo going up against Michael Soroka. So this Reds team, they've been hitting righties well, hitting almost 300 over the past week, 300 over the past 2 weeks. Nationals versus lefties, a little bit spotty, 200 over the last 2 weeks. Now, lefty on lefty, Lodolo, not been great, 310 average, but against righties, fantastic, 185 over the last 30 days. Hard hit percentage, just a little high, but actually very similar to Soroka. But he's been good on the road. 2.56 ERA and 10 away starts. Soroka, 2.63 to lefties, 2.42 to righties, 2.40 with runners in scoring position, and a 5.06 ERA. He throws a lot of pitches, so I do. Well, I guess he doesn't throw a lot. He throws 3, but the pitch mix is really good against the Reds. So he throws a fastball, he throws a ton of sliders, and he throws a changeup. Reds struggle a little bit against sliders. This would be Nationals team total over 3.5 for me. I do think they're able to get to Lodolo, just not seeing enough out of the Reds to take them at minus 143. So Nats team total over 3.5, minus 125 would be my best bet in that game. Padres and the Marlins. Needed the Padres. They actually made a little rally last night in the 9th inning. Had a runner on second, nobody out. Just needed 1 run to tie the game, and they couldn't get that done. So that sucked. Dylan Cease going up against Sandy Alcantara. I got to assume this is probably his last start with the Marlins, but we'll see. With the trade deadline approaching, maybe he gets one more start in. But this is what I'll back Cease, actually. Cease is 3-9 on the season with a 4.64 ERA that does jump to 5.68. But I like his pitch mix here today. I think he has a ton of success with that slider. He throws a curveball every once in a while, but basically he's a 2-pitch pitcher. This guy's a fastball and a slider, throws in a curveball and a changeup every once in a while. But I think his slider is able to keep him off balance, and we've seen guys that can throw with a little velo have some success against this Marlins team. Sandy Alcantara is just not somebody I can trust, man. Just can't really get behind him. He's got a 5.37 ERA at home, 2.75 to lefties, 3.91 to righties over the last 30 days, 3.91 average with runners in scoring position, and he's got a high hard hit percentage. So give me the Padres here on the first 5 run line. So we're going to take Padres first 5 minus a half and minus 105 as one of our best bets today. Next game is going to be the Giants and the Braves. Spencer Strider going up against the winless Justin Verlander, who's just looked horrendous. Like, it's time to hang the cleats up, babe. 386 against lefties, 308 against righties, 333 average with runners in scoring position. We're starting to see Strider kind of return to form a little bit. Hate the pitch mix here for the Giants. Giants are 30th hitting the slider. That's dead last in baseball. Strider has a pretty phenomenal slider. It is well above league average. So give me the Braves on the first 5 run line as the best bet in this one as well. Over under of 8. That's a tight one. I'd probably lean a little more towards the over. I could see the Braves getting the bulk of this 8 here. Next game is going to be the Tigers and the Pirates. What is going on with the Tigers? This is an interesting line. We get the Tigers at minus 150 with a rookie making a start here. So it's very interesting. Troy Melton on the mound going up against Bailey Falter. Falter 6-5 on the season with a 4 ERA. It does drop to 3.65 at home. I mean, it would be Pirates or nothing here for me at this price. Just can't pay this with a rookie on the bump. So that's where I'm at with that. Over under of 8.5. Weather-wise, 82 degrees with a 5-mile-an-hour wind that is going to be slightly blowing in, ever so slightly. So 8.5, 2 teams. I mean, it's the over or the Pirates for me in this one. Angels and the Mets. It is going to be Sean Manaea going up against Brock Burke. So a staff game for the Angels. This would be one where you got to lean Mets. Just looking at this bullpen blows another game for the Angels, but too big of a price to pay. Maybe Mets -1. I would feel pretty comfortable with that. Manaea has looked pretty decent. Looking at Manaea, Ks might not be a bad idea, but he gets a lot of strikeouts on that slider, and it's a pitch that the Angels do hit pretty well. Fastball, not so much. So there's about 70% fastballs, 29% sliders. But the thing with Manaea, if you watch him, very rarely throws a strike, actually. He is kind of all over the corners and just makes people make soft contact. So does have a 20% hard hit percentage, which is ridiculously low. But we're also talking about 7 innings pitched on the season. So very, very low limit here. Just not something I want to put my faith in. Like, he could definitely have a bad game as he's working his way back, but can't trust this Angels bullpen. Next game is going to be the Royals and the Cubs. Seth Lugo going up against Colin Rea. Just don't like Lugo in this spot. That said, I don't like Rea either. So this is pretty easy for me. Give me the over 10. So we do have the wind blowing out at Wrigley. Home runs are expected to be up 25%, runs up 13%. So it's going to be about a 10 to 13 mile an hour wind blowing out, which at Wrigley's pretty strong wind. Pitch mix looks terrible for both pitchers. Just going to lean in and take the over 10 as one of our best bets. You can find that on BetMGM, best place for that. Next one's going to be the Cardinals and the Rockies. So Rockies coming off the dub. Tanner Gordon going up against Andre Pallante. Gordon hasn't pitched in a little bit, so this is one I don't mind Tanner Gordon. I don't think he's a terrible pitcher. That said, he's not stellar. Pallante, this is a good park for Pallante. He keeps the ball on the ground. 62% of his outs come via ground ball. It is going to be a interesting day. Probably going to get some rain. There's a 47% chance of rain in this game, and the wind is going to be blowing in at about 9 to 10 miles an hour. So under would be the only way I would play this. I think Pallante is able to keep balls in the park for Colorado. Ultimately, too big of a price to pay for the Cardinals on the money line here. So just the under would be the way I'd play that. Next game, Brewers. And the Mariners. Brewers finally got their streak snapped after a pretty good game last night. I thought Mizorowski looked really, really good, but just wasn't enough. So Luis Castillo going up against Quinn Priester. Just can't trust Quinn Priester here. And Castillo's been sharp at home. He's got a 2.06 ERA at home. Splits, lefties have been getting to him quite a bit. 354 average to lefties, 131 to righties. Quinn Priester's been good, though. Splits, 190 to lefty, 156 to righties. It'd be under 7.5 for me. Lean Mariners on the money line. Next game is going to be the Astros and the D-backs. Brandon Walter going up against Brandon Pfaadt. Now, Pfaadt's looked really good. Last 30 days, numbers have looked fantastic. 186 to lefties, 212 to righties, but this hard hit percentage, too high for me, 49%. I just feel like he is definitely a candidate that is due for some regression. He's just been pitching well above his means, in my opinion. He's got an expected ERA of 4.82. So this would be Astros at plus money. Pitch splits don't look fantastic for Walter, but man, he's been able to just absolutely dominate lefties, giving up a .059 average to lefties. Next game on the card is going to be the Twins and the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow going up against Chris Paddock. So pretty big pitching advantage here. Super high scoring game last night. Didn't expect the Twins to get to Yamamoto like they did, but I think Glasnow is able to right the ship today for the Dodgers. So we're going to go Dodgers race to 4, Dodgers race to 5. Or if you want to do the run line, I think that's fine too. If you're not on DraftKings, I think Dodgers run line's a good play. Baltimore and Cleveland. So Cleveland's won 3 in a row. I think they make it 4 in a row. Don't really trust Slade Cecconi. Don't trust Zach Eflin either. Numbers for Eflin last 30 days have just been god-awful. But the hard hit percentage for Cecconi is pretty high, but numbers look pretty good. I would be an over 8.5 Cleveland on the money line for me. Philly and Boston. This is one we've seen fairly low-scoring games here. Jesus Luzardo, Lucas Giolito. I think Boston's able to get to Luzardo. Philly should be able to get to Giolito. This is a overplay for me. 81 degrees, and in terms of the wind, it is going to be blowing out today. So runs are going to be up, home runs are going to be up. It's going to be about an 8-9 mile an hour wind blowing out. So give me the over 8.5 as a best bet in this game. And Yankees and Toronto. So Max Fried going up against Chris Bassett. Fried really good against the Toronto in his career. He's 3-0 with a 1.74 ERA. That said, just faced him on July 1st at Toronto. Went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, but 4 earned runs. So decent amount of earned runs there. Now, Chris Bassett is 4-1 with a 2.03 ERA versus the Yankees. But his last 2 starts this season, one at Yankee Stadium, one in Toronto. He's given up 3 and 4 earned runs. So 2 guys that have given up some earned runs. But got to back Fried here. If I had to place a bet, I really like Max Fried over 17.5 outs at -130. But Yankees on the money line is how I would play this game. We saw him kind of wake up a little bit yesterday. I think they're able to get to Bassett here today. I think Fried has a nice bounce back start here to keep that Cy Young campaign going. White Sox and the Rays. Good to see the Rays wake up a little bit yesterday. So you've got Taj Bradley going up against Jonathan Cannon. Cannon on the road, 4.53 ERA. Taj Bradley, almost a 5 ERA at home. This would be over 9. Don't mind White Sox team total over 3.5, although I tell you, that'd be a ludicrous bet in my opinion. Just give me the over 9. I do see that the Rays should be able to get the Jonathan Cannon here. Pitch mix doesn't look fantastic, but just doesn't have plus stuff. So that's where I'm at with that game. And the finale, the A's and the Rangers, Patrick Corbin Day. Lefty on lefty going up against J.P. Sears. So this is guys that both have opponent averages of exactly 258. Sears on the road, just south of a 5 ERA. Patrick Corbin's been decent at home, 3.30 ERA, but righties have been able to get to him pretty good. He's given up a 3.10 average to righties, 2.62 to lefties. J.P. Sears has been great against lefties, only giving up a 100 average over the last 30 days, but 2.36 to righties, so not bad either. This would be the A's or nothing for me. Just don't think I want to back the Rangers in this spot. Over-under of 8.5. Wouldn't mind leaning towards the over, but just don't know if I trust either of these teams. This is a Rangers team that has absolutely sucked against lefties. 175 over the last 2 weeks, 150 over the last week. So A's, on the other hand, against lefties have been scorching hot. 315 over the last 2 weeks, 324 over the past week. And again, with the All-Star break, these numbers, we're not talking about a ton of ABs, but it's A's or nothing for me in this spot. All right, best bets, get you guys on your way. Sorry for the expedited video, just a lot going on today. All right, so first bet is going to be the Royals and the Cubs over 10. Like I said, Colin Reyes, Seth Lugo, just 2 pitchers I don't love in this situation with the wind blowing out. So we're going to take the over 10. We're going to take the Braves on the first 5, -0.5 a run. Strider versus Verlander. I like the bounce back factor here after the Braves got their asses kicked last night. So it's just a system play for me to take that team. Padres first 5, -0.5. The offense has to wake up. And I think this is the game. Like I said, I think Cease coming off an outing. Can he piece together 2 good outings? I think so. I like his mix today against this team. Dodgers race to 4. Dodgers race to 5. Like I said, we got Chris Paddock. They should absolutely hammer Chris Paddock, and I think Glasnow should perform pretty well. So I like that. And then our last play is going to be the Red Sox and the Phillies over 8.5. Luzardo versus Giolito. Wind blowing out at Citizens Bank Park. I could see some home runs being hit today to get us over this 8.5 mark. So those are my 6 best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the channel. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the video tomorrow.